Pleased to meet you. This is Fixed and Folded, the knife review channel for the casual knife collector. I am Cody and going to be reviewing the Kabar fighting knife. This is probably the most famous fixed blade knife, certainly most famous fixed blade combat knife in North America. This one doesn't have the leather stacked handle. It has rubberized grip. Otherwise, this is the same layout as your traditional Kabar with the 1095 Provan steel, which provides decent toughness, not great edge retention, and it's not stainless. You have an exposed tang showing you this is a full tang design. The steel pommel pinned in. You have what do you call these, quillions? Probably not. You have a handguard here. Interestingly, Kabar handguards curve down, and cold steel leather neck, which is definitely a competitor to the Kabar, goes up a bit. For comfort, for just hand options, grip options, I find the pointing up or just straight across to be ideal. For some reason, like it's just not as comfortable in some hand positions to have them pointing down when you got gloves on. But they can maybe argue that it prevents slipping a little bit better than if it's pointed up. Anyway, pointed down. This is a saber grind. You got your trademark, well, it's not trademark, but you got your famous Kabar fuller there, which is just to reduce a little bit of weight. And you have an unsharpened swedge on the back. It's almost sharp, like right here, it's almost sharp, and then it goes to a stout tip and it becomes less sharp. It's not sharp, it's just quite thin here for piercing. All of you probably have one of these, but I'll just go over it. Handle comfort is excellent on all Kabars, leather, stacked leather or rubberized. Handle comfort is great. You've got a palm swell. It's oval shaped. It's not completely circular, so it's good for lining up slices. I have extra large hands, and you can see, even with gloves, extra large hands and gloves, this would be enough handle area. You can put your thumb here, and there is enough space in front of the handguard to put your finger here to do some working with wood in a survival situation. Just get some finer control. In my cutting tests from the box, this is not that sharp. I'd give this a grade of a C for sharpness, but the piercing is excellent. I'd give this an A for piercing ability from the box. This is probably meant to also be a survival knife, because with the saber grind, you're going to be able to work with, do some working with wood, like preparing a fire and stuff. You could do some batoning with this. You could do some shavings, get some kindling done. So make some bear traps, rabbit traps, whatever. You could do some survival knife stuff with this. Weight is medium. I mean, this is the quintessential medium knife for combat survival knife. Blade length is long for a survival knife, but really excellent length for a combat knife. I'll do a comparison with the more recent cold steel leather neck design, which is certainly a competitor to the Kabar. You've got you got the same practical blade length with both knives. You have you have exactly the same hand area and pommel with exposed tang. This has a bit of chunkier exposed tang. In cold steel's fashion, they try to be really tanky, so this is probably a bit of a thicker blade stock. Blade stocks are identical for thickness, actually, to my eyes. This has a hollow grind and it's a different blade material. This is D2. But back to this one. Balance in the hand is excellent. It feels really maneuverable. This would be a good knife for piercing, for survival. And if you have to, you can slice with it, and it would be probably pretty good for working with wood. The price on this one is $110 Canadian. It comes with a sheath that I like very much, Kydex. To release it, you push down on one of the tabs here, and it comes out easily, but it's secure when it's in there, and there's no rattle. So implementation of the sheath is excellent. It comes with a belt loop and a strap. I'll just demonstrate the strap. I think under most carrying situations the strap isn't necessary, but if you're like on a boat or something and you want to stow it, you might want to, if you're going to stow it upside down for a long time, whatever, you can use the strap here. It works really well. But this is a really nice secure system. For me, for $110, there are survival combat knives that I prefer. I believe the cold steel leather neck is less expensive. This is like $90, and it also comes with a Kydex sheath. And I prefer D2 steel over 1095, and also I prefer a hollow grind. But for historical, purposes, if you want to be a knife collector and you're interested in, they use this in World War II, probably maybe World War I. I don't know. I'm not that good with my history. Please correct me when this was first widely used. Probably World War I. Yeah, but certainly World War II. I guess made famous by the Marines. It was the standard issue knife for the U.S. Marines, I believe, in World War II. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it looks really cool. I love the fuller here and the design. It's really eye-pleasing. It's really comfortable. It's usable. $110 Canadian isn't that expensive. Is this going to be someone's favorite knife? Yeah, it could be someone's favorite fixed blade. I recommend maybe reprofiling the edge if you want to do a lot of like fine slicing with it, like to get a hair shaving sharp or be able to easily slice phone book paper. You're going to want to reprofile the edge, but overall, it's a good knife for a fixed blade. What do I rate it? I'm gonna just rate it on like usefulness, like utility. I'll give it a C plus. There are more durable, more stainless, and more sharper from the box combat knives for around the same price. So this one is not the most practical of knives out of the box, but for cool factor, Kabar, you have to have the Kabar. It's a piece of history, and it's legendary. So that concludes my review of the Kabar fighting knife. I'll do one more size review, size comparison. This is a good survival knife. that I would prefer over this, although this one's a lot more expensive in the Sanmai. But if you get the SK5 version of the Cold Steel SRK, then you're looking at about $80 to $90, which is comparable to this. You can see this is a more typical survival knife size, a little bit smaller. But you can do combat and stuff with this too, survival. Of course, you got a bit range when you're actually in like a knife fight with a knife fighting zombie or something. More range is usually going to be beneficial. So, you might want a longer fighting knife if you're going to be designated to just fighting. But for all aroundy, SRK is amazing, especially this one with the hollow grind and Sanmai. There's a size comparison there. And yeah, this is a good knife. Okay, have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon.